Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Anime King, and today I'm gonna be giving you part 8 of What If Deku Was a Vampire. Sorry for not posting this guys, I kinda forgot about it. But sorry for not posting the next part, but today I'm gonna be giving you part 8 so you have nothing to worry about. So get this one to over 80 likes and comment as much as you can down below and tell me what you think of this episode. So yeah, share this to all your friends on your social media platform, and I see that lots of you guys have been sharing this video because I've been getting likes on Facebook from a lot of my what ifs. So thank you for all who have done that. So comment down below. Yeah, if you're a new subscriber, comment down below and tell me. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro. So, to do a bit of a recap, Deku was going to let the boss guy, the boss villain that I told you guys about, that he was responsible for creating the serum. He was responsible for paying the doctors to create the serum to create a powerful specimen so he could inject it in himself. But Deku was a test subject, not by willingly, by force. Him and Elizabeth was test subject, and they end up turning into vampires. Powerful vampires. Elizabeth turned someone. Yes, Elizabeth turned someone because this was the first time she turned Toga. Toga was the first somebody she ever turned. Toga wanted to be like her, so she ended up giving her blood, and after killing her, Toga awakened. And now Toga is a vampire. But skipping past that, Deku has gone to the boss man because Elizabeth has told him that he was the one who killed the 25 people in the club. So he wanted the boss man to find a way to kill him because what he is now is something very dark. And he knows that if he dies, Elizabeth will go around and kill people. And she would not have any remorse or care. So he was going to bring Elizabeth to the boss man. But he was going to take the trip to UA to be rescued for the last time to say goodbye to everyone because he already cleaned out the school and cleaned every trace of him and Elizabeth already. So, and him and Uraka are together in this one. Yeah, they're together, boyfriend and girlfriend. So he already compelled her to forget about him in 24 hours. So Deku has done a lot of things. His mother too. He went to the trip, the spa. Yeah, because remember, his mother is on vacation. Europe, she's traveling the world. Deku had to erase her memory of him. He erased her memory of him, so it was like she never had a child. And he ended up went into a bank, using his power of compulsion, taking about, I'm gonna say $1 billion. Yeah, because there's some rich drug dealers or something. He didn't take the $1 billion from the bank exactly. He took like someone from the bank after compelling the bank owner, and he went around and find drug dealers who were, yeah, have a stockpile of cash, and he compelled them and took their money and gave it to his mother so she could live out her life and be happy, and she wouldn't think about him because it was like he never existed. So, the last time left off, Togarashi saw Deku and Uraka watching him after the Nomu was destroying Mr. Aizawa. Togarashi ended up he launched that Uraka to kill her for some reason. He just wanted to kill her because she was watching him with Deku. But before his hands could touch her face, Deku grabbed his hands and break his wrists, and Deku swing him around and fling him. He was struck. He held his hands and he was shaking. He said, "Oh, this kid break my arms." Deku looks at him and said, "What would have happened if I hadn't stopped you? You would have killed her, right? What has she ever done to you? Please tell me. What has she ever done to you?" Remember guys, these episodes are in the playlist, so you can switch across here guys. I create a playlist so you can switch across because you don't have to scroll up. So Deku asks him, "What have she ever done to you?" He looks at Deku and he turned at Nomu and said, "Nomu, go and destroy that kid." The Nomu slammed Mr. Aizawa head into the ground one more time. Deku is walking to the Nomu with anger. Deku was in rage right now. He was so angry. His blood was boiling to the peak. Deku charged at Nomu. The both of them slammed their fists into each other, creating a wave, sending Uraka and Mr. Aizawa flying back. And Togurashi ended up jumping back too. Mr. Aizawa was on the ground, mostly near to unconscious, but he was still fully could see what's everything going on around him. Deku and the Nomu are slamming their fists into each other. Deku could keep up with Nomu like All Might. The both of them are slamming their fists into each other. Remember guys, in the last part, Ida didn't go to... Yes, he was transported to another location because in this one, Deku and Uraka went to the ship. So Ida went to another location, so he wouldn't be there to go and get All Might. So All Might doesn't know what's going on, and he's not on his way. So right now, Deku and Nomu are slamming their fists into each other. Deku's eyes are red and they're just pulsing. They're just pulsing over and over and over. Deku is so angry. Deku just wants to tear this guy to pieces. Deku turned around when he heard the wave of his fist blow Uraka away, and she ended up hitting her head on a piece of rock. She hit her head and she knocked out. She was knocked out cold because the fists of Deku and the Nomu slamming in together create waves of destruction that were pushing back the people behind them. Deku stopped and speeded off, and he grabbed her in his arm like a bridal style. He jumps on the water, and right when his foot hit the water, he pushed off again with his speed, and he just hopping on the water from left to right. While going forward, the Nomu run. He was running down Deku. Yes, he was running down Deku with his full speed. He was running in the water. He just running in the water. When he was running through the water separated from left to right. So Deku remembered when he feel Uraka, the back of her head got a cut and the blood leaked on his hands. Deku eyes now. He wanted to taste the blood because remember, the Ripper side in Deku is very strong, but he was containing himself because it's Uraka and he cannot hurt her. He do not want to hurt her. So he didn't know what to do, and he was trying his best to contain it. And then he realized that she's bleeding. Yes, she's bleeding. She might need help. And then he realized that he has the power to heal her. Remember, on the transcript paper, the paper that he got from the main office where they got turned to vampires, the ability of what they have. But there was nothing on it that could tell them that they could turn other people. But one of the abilities were to heal people with their blood. So Deku bite his wrist and put it at Uraka's mouth and said, "Go on, drink. She came to and she started drinking. And then after a quick seconds, she opened her eyes. She was fully healed up back, and she was feeling alright. Deku said don't move because he had her in his arm, bridal style. He was still running on the water. Uraka looked behind her and saw the big giant Nomu running in the middle of the ocean. The ocean was separated. Deku and Uraka kept running. So, skipping back to Elizabeth and Toga. Toga had turned into a vampire. She and Elizabeth they're in a bar. It's like a nightclub, but it's open at the daytime. She and Elizabeth is in there feeding on people. And remember, Elizabeth has sired Toga, so Toga would try her best to keep Elizabeth safe. Even if she doesn't want, she has to listen to Elizabeth because the friendship bond make, because they were friends, and the bond of their friendship, when Elizabeth turned Toga, she was sired. If she turned a normal person that she doesn't really know or care about, they would just be a normal vampire. But Toga was sired to her because she knew Toga and everything. And remember, Toga was turned into a vampire because she took Elizabeth's blood and then she died right after that. So the blood has to stay in your the blood stays in your system for 24 hours. So if you have the blood and you die, you turn into a vampire. So Toga was too crazy with the vampire power, yes. She was too crazy. She was going around ripping people's necks open and feeding on them like it was nothing, not holding back any remorse or anything. Elizabeth loved to feed on people too because it made her feel strong and powerful, but Toga was taking it a step too far. Elizabeth tried to grab her when she was going after a kid. Yes, let's get back at the start. Toga had done finished out of the nightclub and she and Elizabeth had to burn the place down. The reason why, in there, when Elizabeth got back and looked in there, it was all dead bodies and blood all over the wall everywhere. So Elizabeth had to burn the place down because she don't want them to get suspicious, because the heroes and the police officers are already looking for the person who killed the 25 person in the last nightclub where Elizabeth and Deku went to. But the reason why they could find out quickly who did this, the bite on their necks. The police and the heroes are looking for suspects with bite on their necks, and Toga bite their hands, their necks and everything. So the police and the heroes will get more involved and try to find the people that are doing this. So Elizabeth, even though she likes to feed on people and likes it very much, she doesn't want to get caught or get locked up or something. She knows that she could fight them off, but All Might is there, and there are lots of powerful heroes there, but she couldn't compel them all at once. So she had to stop Toga. She went into the nightclub and said, "Toga, what have you done?" Toga looked at her and said, "Girl, be easy. I'm just having a little fun." Elizabeth said, "No, this is not fun. You know you don't have to kill them, right? You can compel them. You can compel them. And they won't remember anything." Toga said, "What's the fun in that? I love to see when they're in shock and fear and they're about to get ripped to pieces." She enjoyed killing people. Elizabeth knows that she made a big mistake by turning Toga, but she has to live with it now because she thought that Toga was immortal like she, like completely immortal. Deku and Elizabeth are different immortal. They cannot be killed by anything yet. Nothing on the earth can kill them, but Toga will be able to die from, the basic same cut off head or a wooden stake. If you cut off Deku or Elizabeth's head, it is just gonna grow back like Deadpool. Yes, they have that kind of immortal, but Toga, she would die or a wooden stake to the heart. Any piece of wood to the heart. Yes, a chair or anything, stab her in the heart, she will die. But Elizabeth doesn't know that. Elizabeth thinks that she's immortal like them. So Elizabeth and Toga are walking outside now. Elizabeth said, "So you're full. You do not have to hurt anyone anymore. And we can get blood banks. You can get blood from the blood bank. And I have a lot of money. So we don't have to kill anyone like this again. You hear me, Toga?" Toga said, Yeah. I'm fine. I got a handle on it. Don't worry, girl. I'll make sure that everything is under control." Elizabeth said, "Look at me. It wasn't easy for me when I just turned. It was a very hard thing to control my instincts because only thing I could think about was blood, and the only thing I want was blood. And you're a new vampire, so you need to get it under control before you draw suspicion to us, okay?" "Calm down, girl. Yeah, I heard you. I'm gonna get it under control. Don't worry about anything. Everything is gonna be okay, okay?" Hey, I believe in you, Toga. Don't do this again. So, Elizabeth said, I'll be right back because she has to went to one of the ATM because she already created a bank account to store all that large amount of cash because she compelled a lot of places to get cash. Even though she's a kid, she can open her bank account, just a quick compel the bank people because she didn't want to keep all of the cash at her hotel, so she put it in the bank. She has her credit card and everything. She's gonna take Toga on a vacation. Yeah, she's gonna take her to Europe or somewhere, anywhere she could be calm, or Paris. When Elizabeth got back out of the bank, she realized that Toga isn't there. She looked around searching for Toga. She called her lots of times. Toga wasn't coming or anything. Remember, Toga is sire to Elizabeth. Elizabeth can make she do what she want, but Toga is not she's not in the era to hear her. Elizabeth told her to not kill anyone, just drink blood and erase. So that is what she's gonna do. Now she cannot find herself to kill anyone again because Elizabeth told her not to kill anyone. Yeah, she's sire to Elizabeth. So after looking for a while, Elizabeth found her. Toga was holding a poor little girl by her neck while she was feeding on the mother, and then Elizabeth came rushing down there with full speed, and then Toga started to compel the mother to forget about this. Then she was about to feed on the little girl. Elizabeth grabbed Toga by the hair and flung her into the wall, slamming her into the wall and said, "What are you doing? I told you not to feed on anyone else. I will get some blood bags for you." Toga said, "You told me not to kill. You told me to feed and erase. That is what I'm doing, feeding and erase." And Elizabeth looks at her and said, "Kids, don't you have any remorse left?" Toga said, "No. Only thing I feel is pure enjoyment. I don't even feel to care about anyone." And Elizabeth said, "Wait. So in the last part I told you about the humanity switch, Elizabeth didn't shut off her humanity switch. Yeah, but Toga did. Once Toga found out that she could kill without responsibility, she switched off her humanity switch. Elizabeth looked at her and said, "Look at me, Toga. Did you shut off your humanity switch?" Toga said, "Yeah." Elizabeth said, "What have you done? That is why you're acting this way." "Yeah, that is why I'm acting this way. I want to do what I want. I don't want to be capped down or be on vacation. I want to take this city. With our powers, we can rule. Get rid of all the heroes. Get rid of all the villains and do whatever we want." So guys, the Sire link can be broken if the person that is Sire's gets angry and so angry that they do not want to do what the person who create them anymore. The Sire link can be broken, but it's gonna take hard to break, but it can be broken. Elizabeth said, "You are Sire to me now, Toga. You told me earlier that you want to do everything I asked because I was the one who created you. So you will listen to me and you will stop killing people. I will get the blood for you." But because of Toga psychotic, because she was already psychotic when she was normal human and she enjoyed the taste of blood and turning into people while taking their blood, Toga said, "No, the Sire link, no, I will get rid of that. I don't want you controlling me anymore. No, you suck to be around. You make it all look like fun and games when you were a vampire, but now that I'm a vampire, you make me the bad person, even though I am bad. But no, I won't listen to you anymore. Elizabeth, I won't listen to you anymore," she said. Toga was screaming at Elizabeth and she was starting to drop to her knees. She dropped to her knees and held her head and said, "No, I won't listen to you anymore." And then she got up back and she looked at Elizabeth and said, "I guess it's gone." Elizabeth looked at her and said, "What is gone?" "The Sire link. I do not care about you anymore either, even though you are the one who created me. Now, I can finally get rid of you." Toga pulled out two knives and ran straight up to Elizabeth. Elizabeth is stronger than her because being an original vampire and drinking more blood than her, but Toga got a lot of blood this morning. But Elizabeth is still stronger than her. Elizabeth grabbed her knife, grabbed the wrist that the knife was in, and spin her around and fling her into the wall. The wall break behind her. The force that Elizabeth fling her was so strong. Toga got up back and ran straight to her. She and Elizabeth were having a fist fight. She was punching Elizabeth in the face, and Elizabeth was punching her back. The fist fight was epic. Toga looked at her and said, what you gonna do? Because Elizabeth was now sitting on her and just punching her in the face and punching her in the face. Toga bleeding out of her mouth and said, what are you gonna do? I cannot die. What are you gonna do? You told me that too. We're vampires, we're immortal, we cannot die. Anything you do, I can heal. Elizabeth looked at her and said, Elizabeth was so angry, she pushed her hand in Toga's chest, tearing out her heart. Toga looked up at her heart, and her face began to get black with black veins running in all over her face, till she just blanked out. She was dead. Elizabeth stood there for a long while. Remember, this is all going on while Deku is fighting off against Nomu, but we're going to be skipping to that soon while this is going on. But Toga been there for a while, waiting, and Elizabeth never came back. So Toga decided to get rid of her body and burned it. So now Elizabeth realized that if she creates a vampire, she can get rid of them by burning their body. But skipping back to Deku. Deku and the Nomu face to face. While Deku put Uraka back on the land, Ida managed to came over where Deku is with Bakugo and with Shoto. The three of them stand over there, and they saw Deku face to face with Nomu. They was going to go in there and help, but Uraka told them no, that he can handle this, and Ida said, what? What are you talking about? He cannot fight that thing. I heard the villains talking. That thing was created for All Might, so that thing is very powerful. And Uraka looked at him and smiled and said, no, he will handle this. Deku looks at Nomu. Remember, Deku had Uraka blood on his hands. He gave in to the will and he tasted after healing her. And his eyes snapped. His teeth extended. Deku looks at Nomu and said, come on, big guy. Let's dance. But guys, I'm going to end right here. If you want to see the next part of this, just get into the 80 like goal and you'll be getting that part as soon as possible. But for now guys, I'm out. Peace.